Welcome to part 2 of my Stardew Valley skills video. If you missed part 1, a quick summary is that we spent the entire first 3 in-game years working on our farming skill and purchasing as much of the Joja Mart upgrade as possible. At the end of that video, I started mining and got up to level 4 as that video ended, so that is where we'll start off the first part of this video. But first, a quick recap of the rules. I'm forcing myself to focus on one skill aspect of this game until I max it out at its level cap of 10. I can't gain experience in any other skills until the previous skill has hit max level. Simple enough? Let's get started. I started this portion of the challenge by cleaning up the farm, so the only logical next step would be going to the quarry. A brief explanation of what the quarry is if you don't know. It's basically a plot of land that can spawn any kind of gemstone or ore aside from iridium. It's safer than the mines because no enemies can spawn there, which is good when we aren't able to get combat XP yet. After clearing the quarry, I decided it was time to run through the mines. Because I'm covering the rest of the skills in this video, I don't want to get too long for each one individual skill, so I will only be covering important things that happened and possibly zooming through everything. I want to go over the mines for a bit here. There are only specific rocks that will grant experience. If you look at the footage, you should be able to see which ones I'm talking about. The other way to get mining experience in the mines is to mine either ore deposits or gemstones. Every once in a while, a random rock will have an ore in it or a piece of coal, and that will also give you experience, but we can't really rely on those because they're pretty random. They're not consistent. Every other skill is pretty clear on what you have to do to get experience, except for mining. You can only gain XP if you decide to play this magic flute to get certain rocks to appear. Then, you have to pat your head and rub your tummy 5 times before you can get a measly 3 experience points from these simple rocks, instead of just giving you a basic 1 XP per random rock that you mine like you do on the farm. But I digress. This is why I only play games, and I don't make the creative decisions when they're being created. While I was going through the mines, I found my first infested floor of many when I was training this skill. This floor requires you to kill all the monsters on the floor to proceed. However, no rocks or ores show up during these floors, so I literally can't gain any experience points. So I basically have to go up the ladder and restart my mine run. The worst part is that these floors are consistent during the day. So if it's floor 3 and I can't ever get to floor 5 for the elevator, I basically am stuck running through floors 1 and 2 for any sort of mining experience. I got to level 5 and chose the geologist option, in the hopes that it would give me more experience if I got multiple gems for mining those ore nodes. I picked up my upgraded copper axe from Clint, finally purchased the panning upgrade from Joja, which means that I got all the upgrades that are offered from them. With that final purchase, we're given a special cutscene and also a Joja Cola vending machine, which gives us 1 free cola a day. Speaking from the end of the challenge, as I did not write this as I was going through the challenge, this cola sucked. It was basically only worth the 25 money that you got whenever you sold it. Here I decided that I wanted to get rid of the splits because they weren't really helping. If I did all the recording in one sitting, they would be there because it would be beneficial. However, with my sporadic recording sessions, I basically had to hit the start and skip split button every time I wanted to record because it would start counting on the farming split, and then I would have to skip past it in order to start it counting for the mining split, which just too much hassle. I didn't want to deal with it, so I basically just scrapped the idea after, I believe, 2 different recording sessions. I got to floor 10 in the mines and got some nice shoes that I really don't need because I have my fun leprechaun shoes that the train left for me. I had my first, quote, death in the mines. You don't technically die because you're found right away, you're just like exhausted, but I do die a couple of other times during my mining section, and I just wanted to let you know that it is difficult when you can't attack the enemies because they're a pain and the slimes slow you down, and I could go off on this a lot, but I'm not going to because I need to finish this video. Oh, why do I ad-lib so much? Anyways, I picked up my iron axe upgrade, made it to level 6 in mining, and finally made it to floor 20 in the mines in the same recording session. This seems promising, making it to floor 20. I might even be able to finish the mines without having to get a single bit of combat experience. Spoilers for the future parts of the video. I've made it to like floor 35 at most, and I had to stop because I didn't have a glow ring and I couldn't see anything. This challenge was way too hard and time consuming. But let's get back to the script. I continued to go through the mining motions by starting off at my farm's quarry, moving to the quarry I purchased from Joja, and then going through the mines. So with my issue earlier about not being able to go past about floor 35, I basically had to go through floors 1 through 30 to get all of my mining experience, which is fine because they give you a bunch of different nodes. However, it really sucked having to go through the same motions and not being able to get higher tiered or to get more experience points. I picked up my copper trash can and started on the iron trash can upgrade. I got to level 7 in mining and started using the transmutation skill I got with all of my mining levels to turn my copper bars into gold bars for a future golden axe upgrade. No, not the game, the tool. God, I'm old. I picked up my iron trash can and my golden axe upgrade, and I made it to level 8 of mining, with only 2 more levels to go for this section of the challenge, is what I would say if I completed the skill to its max. I did get to level 9 for mining, and in order to get from level 8 to 9, I needed over 3,000 experience points, which I got with a bunch of grinding, and as soon as I looked at how much experience points I needed left, I said, alright, let's go to level 9. When I got to level 9, in order to get to level 10, I would need 5,000 experience points. The thing that I don't know that you all realize is, on average, I get about 5 experience points per rock that I mine, and that's on copper ore. I get 3 experience points from those fancy looking stones. Yeah, I don't want to have to mine 1,000 rocks. It wouldn't be a good use of my time. It's going to take too much, and it's going to take too much effort, and if I want this video out on my 3-week roughly schedule, I can't complete this skill. But you want to know what skill I can complete? Foraging, which luckily enough is the next skill on our list. So I'm going to be spoiling the rest of the challenge a little bit. Foraging is the only skill in this video that I actually got to level 10. I have a reason why I didn't get fishing or combat there, but I will discuss that when the fishing section and combat sections come up. With foraging, there really wasn't any cool thing that happened. I basically just got to level 10 by chopping trees like I did in old school RuneScape back in college, which was a very good use of my time, and I definitely was paying attention in classes. My mom watches these videos, I think, so I need I need to like actually say these things. Where I chopped these trees were on my farm, so I could see, clear it up, and be able to actually move around kind of fluidly, and also in the secret grotto, where all those hardwood stumps are, and they gave 25 experience points per stump, and there were, I believe, 5 in there, so I was getting about 125 experience points per day, which is significantly better than the mining experience I was getting with the same luck and just kind of the same time commitment. It was just a lot better because I was getting consistently higher experience gains rather than pretty low consistent experience gains. For the skills that I could choose while I was getting up to level 10, at level 5 I picked the Gatherer perk, and at level 10 I picked the Botanist perk. Other than that, it was a pretty basic and straightforward skill to max at this point. Again, I maxed it because of its experience gain and how easy it was in comparison to mining. Third on this list, we have our fishing section. Like I said before, I'm going to spoil it and tell you that I did not get to a max level. However, I did get to level 7, and I will explain that in a minute. But for fishing, my goal was to get the best equipment that I possibly could. For those of you that don't know, the higher your level in the fishing skill is, the better items you can purchase from Willy the Fisherman. And in order to max out that fishing quality, you need to get to level 7. And when you get to level 7, you can get the Iridium Rod. I'm jumping all over my script here, but the Iridium Rod is the best fishing rod that you can get with the best attachments possible in Stardew Valley. After that, you really see diminishing returns in the fishing skill, and that's why I didn't max it. I spent a bit of time fishing at the docks, waiting until Willy got into his shop in order to see what his wares are. At the time, I didn't know what Willy had as a level 0 fishing character. I didn't realize I already had the best fishing rod I could get at the time. At level 3, Willy starts selling better fishing rods, and at level 7, he sells the best tier possible. At level 3, though, the best fishing rod you can get is the fiberglass rod, and every time you get a possible upgrade from Willy's shop, he will send you a nice little letter in the mail. With my mountains of wealth from all the other skills that I started maxing in this video, I was able to easily purchase the upgrade and continue on with my fishing. A majority of my fishing was done at the lake outside of the mines for no other reason than because it was the fastest and the easiest one to get to, and to get back to your farm and pass out. I spent the rest of my fishing time here and a little bit in town, a little bit more at the docks when I was doing some other checks, as I just wanted to get some fishing done and do a little checks around town, giving stuff to Gunther, cracking out geodes, etc., etc. Now, the fishing minigame sucks. And if you say you like the fishing minigame, I'm gonna have to hunt you down. However, I hate it. I would much rather mine and grind up to level 10 in mining than do the fishing minigame. As you can see on screen, it is the worst minigame ever. You have to basically keep it in this very specific, you have to keep the fish in a very specific section of the screen as you move up your rod up and down in order to catch it. Well, it's fighting constantly, so you could spend like literal minutes trying to reel this in, and 0 in-game time has passed. That clock in the top right will not change as you're reeling in this fish, which is good because it means that you're not wasting your day trying to pick up this fish, but it sucks because this could go on for literal minutes and you would have just wasted your time on this thing. And when I tell you the amount of fish that got away, it sucks. And they're so sporadic. The same fish can have like 5 different fishing patterns. I'm going off on a whole other tangent, but I need to finish this. The fish could have so many different patterns. It's the same largemouth bass that you get from the main lake. Sometimes it just hangs out at the bottom of the screen because why not? And then 3 or 4 times randomly, it starts jumping all around. I've caught those before. They're just largemouth bass. It's not like it's any fancy fish. I hate it. All right, bringing it back. Going back to the script. For level 5, I picked the crab pot cost being reduced to craft. I don't know if crab pots actually gave experience points. I just wanted to test it. And then I immediately went and purchased the crab pots and bait from Willy. So that was kind of useless. But I don't plan out most of my videos, so this was just me acting on instinct. You shouldn't blame me for that. So at this point, I did the research to find out where the best rod upgrade would be, for what it would be coming from Willy, what level, and it turned out that it was level 7. So that was my goal. I basically just wanted to do what I could to get to that level 7 benchmark and then move on to combat. I would love to show you the footage of me purchasing the iridium rod. I didn't actually get it, as when I hit level 7, there was a festival happening at the beach that day, and I really just wanted to finish up this challenge, so I decided, you know what? Peace out, bro. I got the iridium rod on a technicality because it's available and I can easily purchase it. And then I went to the mines to do some combat. However, here, showing up on screen, some footage of me getting the letter from Willy, proving that it did show up in the shop, and I could easily just go buy it to prove a point, but I'm lazy and did not do that. So, here we are. Finally, it's the combat section, and unsurprisingly, I did not max this skill out either. I actually didn't get to level 5. I think I stopped at like level 3 or 4. This was just supposed to be B-roll footage to close the video. Combat is done. Like, it's possible. It's not difficult. You can max out mining, which is more difficult, and then do combat. But I did want to show off something. As I was fishing, I got this cool Neptune glaive, and this is just me fishing it up. And here's me using it to, I believe, slay some slimes is what I have on the screen showing right now. If not, I also did the slimes. Fishing up this Neptune glaive really benefits me in the early part of the mines because it is significantly stronger than any of the other weapons I would have at this point, and it kind of falls off when I get towards the end, but then it doesn't matter because I stopped doing combat. If you're going for this challenge, try to get those treasure chests. You can possibly get some pretty good weapons, and then you could either sell them to Morris. Nope, Morris is the Joja guy. You could sell them to the old man with a cane, the Combat Guild, Adventurers Guild, I think is what it's called. Sell them to him, and you can get some extra money, extra spending money, if you will. But I did not do that. I do not regret it either. So, I know that this video is 2 parts. I thought it was going to be 3 parts. I thought I was going to do farming, I was going to do foraging, fishing, and mining, which I could have done. I could have broken this up into 3 videos, but at this point, me maxing it would just be a waste of my time. It's not like Fallout 4, it's not like Doom, there's no end. There is technically an end, but this is not an adventure game. This is a game that you're supposed to relax and play through whenever you have time and get to the end your way. This is not meant to be rushed through. So these skills are not meant to be focused and rushed, which is very difficult. And in order to keep my about 3-ish weeks of time in between my videos, I wanted to make this part 2 as a proof of concept video. It is possible. I did max out foraging, and it's not necessarily a guide. It's kind of a guide. But if you wanted to do this challenge on your own, you can. That's the whole point of these videos, is the challenge videos. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Okay, how did you do this? Well, if you would take up the undertaking of doing it yourself, you would probably do things differently. And the whole point of this Stardew Valley video, and this is just a good view into my future videos. I know I'm just rambling. God, this is gonna be awful to edit. As I was saying, it became more of a proof of concept video than an actual completing of the challenge video because it would have just taken too much time. I showed that it's possible. I showed that even if you're stupid like me and you're ignorant and you do things incorrectly, you're still able to do this challenge, and you might even get more research done and figure out how to do it better if you want to take up this undertaking. But this video became a proof of concept video rather than a completed challenge video, and I'm gonna start doing challenges like that in the future with similar games like this, or future challenges if I run into a roadblock, like, hey, we're gonna skip past this part and we're gonna see if the rest of it's possible except for this part here. And I think that's really good. It'll help me build as a creator. It'll help me figure out how I can approach problems. This is a very good learning experience. I know not a lot of people are probably gonna watch this video because my last Stardew Valley video did not do very well, but this is good learning experience of what to do when you come up to a roadblock, when you're hitting up your time crunches, how you're supposed to handle things. And I'm glad I did it. It was so boring, and I hated a majority of it. I do not recommend this challenge, but it was a good learning experience, and I'm glad that I did it, because if I didn't do it, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know how much of this I'm keeping in the video. I just did a bunch of rambling. I don't know how much of it I'm keeping in the video, but I wanted to let you know that I do not recommend this challenge. I recommend playing this game how you want. Take it easy, take it slow, build connections with people, fill out the community center. Don't do the Jojo Mart run. It sucks. The rewards for the community center are so much better than doing the Jojo run. If you're doing the Jojo run, only do it for the achievement, like I pretty much did. It proves that capitalism is a successful business, but community should be the goal. I hope that this is a shorter video in terms of output, like how many minutes it is on YouTube. I've been doing a lot of like 25 to 30 minute videos, 20 to 30 minutes, something like that. And I wanted to keep this short because I didn't do the full challenge. I did not max skills. And Stardew Valley really, once I got to this part 2, there wasn't a lot of extra stuff that happened. I was just doing the skill, and it's pretty boring to talk about a skill for hours on end like I do for my other challenges. So I hope that this is a shorter, maybe 15 to 20 minute video, and then I can focus more on the next video, which is another Fallout 4 video as I become the world's best chemist and save Boston. So, well, until next time, I've been River. Hope you have a great day. Peace out.